Welcome to the Mike Davis Show. It is January the 4th. It's Thursday. We have a room full of really incredibly smart people. Thank goodness, because Amanda's not here, and you know what I can do by myself. Darn little. So we're glad to have everybody in this room. We're going to warm them up for their show a little bit later in the day. The marvelous, boisterous Blevins boys.
When do the smart people get here?
I don't know. I was hoping someone else was coming. You didn't bring anybody?
Nope.
Didn't you bring Blake?
I brought Blake.
Then you brought a smart person.
I brought Blake.
I'm glad you brought one smart person for the show. All right, I got a quick read and then want to recognize all the rest of our sponsors. Land Title of America, whether you realize it or not. When you refinance the sale or purchase of a home, there is a title company involved. Don't get stuck with some out-of-town title company who doesn't give a crap when you're faced with challenges. Stay local and choose Land Title of America. Just call or text Stephen Collins, 904-501-4481. He specializes in all types of real estate transactions. Land Title, your local title company, ensuring America's land one title at a time because they give a crap. I knew one of you would be awake.
I wouldn't have said crap.
Why not? You say other things on bollocks.
I would have said the other word, and then you would have been sad. It would have messed up your algorithms. You would have had to talk about how great Threads was.
Threads
and all
is
that.
awesome.
Yeah.
Threads is amazing. Also, we want to thank Powell Heating and Air, South State Bank, A to Z Roofing and Waterproofing, Brightway Insurance, Blue Water Jewelers, Salomon Services, Carmelo's and 123 Burgers, Bear Kresge and Associates, A.D. Davis, Bozard Ford, and Solar Stick. We love all of our sponsors.
Oh, they're great people.
They're awesome people.
They're great people. I mean, our whole network has amazing sponsors throughout it. And it's one of the reasons I just enjoy showing up here.
And again, the Boy Scouts, they're having a dinner this year, a fundraiser, and they're recognizing two people within our community who are going to receive a service award. Do you know who those two people are?
I don't know. I know it's not me.
It is not you and it is not Blake. So you two people are not in it.
Are you getting an award?
No, it's Letty and Bo Bozard. It's people that deserve it.
Oh, good
it's
people.
That deserve it.
Yeah, good people.
Yeah, so they will be there. We're waiting on the invitation. As soon as it comes out, I'm going to let everybody know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's good.
There might be a whole host of people there to support Letty and Bo and all of their very amazing works. They do a great job.
No, and they're celebrating that 75th year.
Yes.
A couple of days ago.
100% they are.
So,
yep.
A couple of days ago.
Yeah.
So happy Thursday, man. It's your weekend.
It's my weekend. I know. It's the last evening I have to work. I get tomorrow off. Only because Pete gave me time off and I just never came back. But also because Friday's trying to get through town is torturous during the Nights of Lights. It's torturous.
It's a struggle.
It is a struggle.
And you see what the one topic I have written down.
What is that? Traffic?
Traffic.
I thought it was Trafica.
Yeah. No, that's traffic.
That's what that was written.
I know you're not a good speller.
Well, I know you're dyslexic, so I didn't know if you spelled it right either. I thought maybe you had a word wrong.
But surprisingly, I'm not a horrible speller.
You are not. I am.
Yeah.
You're not.
I'm not a horrible speller, even though I have to read things 3 times to read it.
You are dyslexic, and you do much better than I do. Very proud of you.
On the spelling, only on the spelling side, not on the reading side. So on the reads, it's clearly you have the advantage on that. So.
Oh my gosh! I just saw the news. Paramount Plus removes all original Star Trek films from its catalog.
What was that for?
I don't know. What did Star Trek do? Who knew? They have all these new series on Paramount Plus, but apparently the original 10 Star Trek films are gone. Some of them needed to be gone, honestly.
Yeah.
The one with the whales could go.
Was that 4?
That was 3. Or no, 4 was The Voyage Home.
I think it was 4. I think it was The Voyage Home. I think it was 4.
The Search for Spock, which was pretty bad. Followed up by The Voyage Home.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a few that needed to go. I'm not going to lie.
And Khan with his fake body.
Which one?
With Multiman, Wrath of Khan.
That was fake?
That was not his real body.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm shocked.
Yeah.
I'm shocked.
You didn't know. He was like 70 years old and he was cut like Arnold. So
I did not know.
So it looks like the movies are actually still actually going to HBO Max. So not leaving us forever. They're not gone to the ether. It's just you have to pay for something else now.
You got to
pay for. Well, do we have that? We have HBO Max, right? Okay.
All right, we're good. HBO Max.
Okay.
When they bring back the Dragons, I'll bring back HBO Max.
Okay. What's going on with the Khaleesi thing or the? That second season.
I haven't the slightest idea. The writer's strike hit. I have no idea.
They're like, it's not worth it. It's too expensive to bring back.
They are planning on bringing it back.
Okay. I just don't know when season 2 is. Look up season 2, Blake. You're the man. So. Yeah, I want to see. I want to see that. Oh, here's a headline. Top deputy for special counsel Jack Smith helps scuttle 3 FBI investigations into the Clintons. Who would have thought? Who would have thought? That's just such a strange coincidence on a Thursday.
Yeah.
Well, you know what happened yesterday, though, right?
No, what happened yesterday?
The Epstein list got
It
dropped.
did drop. Did anybody, I read several articles and I never saw a complete list of people. Did you guys see a complete list of people?
No.
I don't know if I want to see it.
No.
I want to see it.
you?
They also had David Copperfield was like, oh, big deal, David Copperfield. I'm like, I didn't even know he was still alive. I didn't care that he was still alive. I've never been a
he
magician
comes and goes,
guy.
I thought.
He disappeared.
Yeah, he just disappears.
disappeared,
His
yeah.
name might not
There
be on
were
the list
a lot
still.
of jokes after his name came out on the list, whether or not he could make himself disappear off the list.
Well, he probably disappeared off the island.
Yeah. So I looked at that and I said, it's-
Yeah. But we'll say the most surprising name on that list, according to the documents, Stephen Hawking was what was on the list. I was like, okay, so Epstein's Islands is ADA approved?
I did not know that it was. So, yeah. I don't know.
There's so many jokes right now
Yeah, there's a lot. There's a lot.
Yeah.
Oh, my goodness.
about different holes. And yeah, there's so many. I'm just going to stop.
We should stop.
I'm going to stop, Blake.
We should have, but I've not seen the list. And every time I see an article about the list, and I'm clicking on one now that says 5 explosive. None of them are explosive. I mean, I wanted a full list. I wanted names. I wanted names and dates is what I wanted. And I didn't get any of the names and dates. So I'm like, this is just a waste of time.
Okay.
I mean, you've been teasing this for a week, 2 weeks. It should have come out years ago. Why? I mean, the lawyer for Giselle,
I don't know.
Maxwell.
Guys,
Maxwell. The
yeah.
lawyer for G. Maxwell.
Yeah.
Not Maxwell Smart, just G. Maxwell.
Ghislaine, right?
Ghislaine, yeah.
Ghislaine.
Was saying, why is it that the only person charged in this crime is a woman? Why are none of the men
Well, Epstein
who were
was
involved-
charged too, but he killed himself in jail.
Allegedly.
Yeah, he was charged
So
also.
now I got to go to Threads again. Go ahead. I
Yeah.
got to go to Threads again. You guys
Are we not
bought
allowed
into
to say his name?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I thought that the list would be out. It would be a complete list. And I thought after you saw that complete list, right, you'd have some information about who was there, why they were there, obviously. But I mean, I feel like
Well, which one of the royals was there that was such a big
Prince Andrew.
Prince Andrew.
Andrew?
Yeah,
Okay.
Prince Andrew was there.
He was there quite a bit,
Yeah,
right?
like think. Apparently,
Yeah.
according to statistics, he was the second most name popped up that in the documents. I think number one was Clinton.
Number one was Clinton? Wow.
Yes. Now, and then when I see that, right, my mind begins to work, well, who would release Clinton's name on that list now? Right.
They must not live in this country.
No, well, they might not, or it might be somebody who the Clintons haven't been able to take out, which is Joe Biden. Right. And now that Joe's numbers are not doing well, is this an attempt to make sure Hillary cannot have a comeback?
She doesn't have a resurgence.
She doesn't have a resurgence. You take her completely out by releasing Bill Clinton's name.
Yeah, but I mean, with Biden right now, I mean, Biden's clearly the guy on the Democrat side. Would it behoove anybody from the Democrat side to come after him at this point? I mean, it's almost too late, don't you think?
Well, I have a theory on that.
Okay.
I'm so glad you asked.
I would love to hear this theory.
And I just had this theory this week. So everyone has said the Democrats have to get rid of Biden now, but they really don't have to. So just follow me. All of the primaries are closed. Biden's camp is going to have all the votes. There's going to be very few votes in any primary that do not go to Joe Biden.
Yeah.
So the Democratic Party basically will have all of the votes if something happens to someone.
Yeah.
So they could roll out, let's say Biden got sick, and I don't wish that upon him.
No.
Let's say Biden's numbers continue to tank and they decide he's got to go, right? They can't push the Vice President Harris in his role. She's less popular than he is.
Oh, yeah. No, without a
So
doubt.
you got to get rid of the entire ticket. But the only way you can do that is if you have all the delegates. And then the candidate can't go on for whatever reason, whether it's health,
Well,
whether
who
it's...
steps into that role, though? I mean, there's such a big void there. Who are your
There's two people. One of them's your person.
the Kennedy?
No. they would never let RFK or Bernie have it.
Yeah.
So there's two people that would have to step in that the entire party would kind of unite behind. One is Michelle Obama,
Okay.
and the other is Gavin Newsom. And Gavin Newsom has quietly been
Which
running
one of
a
those two
campaign.
is my person? Michelle?
Michelle, you've
Okay.
said for forever that if
I think
Michelle
she can
ran,
win. I think she
could
wins.
Win. Yeah,
I agree. I think she
Yes.
wins.
That she would win.
Yeah.
But they have until August to make this decision.
Well,
Late July or early August.
And I'm going to frighten the hell out of everybody out there.
Yeah.
If Michelle's running against Trump, I vote for Michelle.
I know that you would.
Yep.
I fully know that you would. Yes. Yes. So I don't know, does that shorten the campaign enough that she's willing to do it? You can't really gear attack ads towards her. Is it such a change late in the game that the American people go, that's not right? Mm-hmm. You know what? So anyway, I don't know that happens, but it's very ironic that they have now until August to figure all of this out because nobody can run against Joe. They basically closed everything. Marianne Williamson, who had no hope anyway, they've closed her out from getting any delegates. And RFK Jr., I think he's on like the ballot in 2 states. They've done everything. They've closed Florida.
Well, he killed himself.
Florida is a closed Democratic primary. Joe Biden's name is the only one that shows up.
The speech he gave, was it 2 years ago? Where he was just all over the place.
Which one?
RFK. I mean, he was all over the place. Yeah.
Oh, about what?
I can't. I think it was after like a State of the Union or something like that. Mm-hmm. It was a couple years back, and it was just like, all right, now you just sound like an imbecile.
Yeah.
So it was a couple years back, like because I was kind of rooting for him to step up a little bit and like give us, at least somewhat of a fighting chance.
Yep.
But no, he stepped on his own foot.
Yes, he did.
Yeah. That's what I said.
No, I think it's going to be a nasty political season everywhere, all the time. Bobby had a comment a long time ago about Yellowstone, and yes, Yellowstone is a very good series.
Yeah, no, I really enjoy it.
Bobby, when you get to 1923, you're really going to enjoy it.
Yeah, the 1923 one I think is the best one out there right now.
Yep.
I did finish. I'm caught up on Bass Reeves. Are you caught up on Bass Reeves?
I am. I thought it started phenomenally.
Yeah.
I thought it drug horribly slow in the middle to get to the last battle, which I thought the last show was good. Mm-hmm. But now I got to go read the book because I really thought in my mind that they probably followed Bass's life fairly closely in the first 2 or 3 episodes.
They didn't towards the end.
And then I thought they just kind of got lost in the middle.
Yeah.
It was just, he was a ranger, a sheriff, a lawman.
Yeah.
He was a deputy U.S. Marshal. His job was to go catch bad guys. And in the middle, they quit catching bad guys and they just had him kind of wandering around.
Well, they hit one of the topics, and I talked about it on the Bollock show a couple weeks back, where he was actually tried for shooting.
So he was actually tried.
He was
okay.
He really was tried for shooting the cook. Now the way it went down on the series is different than the way I read it. But he actually was tried and released by Parker.
Okay.
And it wasn't like they said he was innocent. Mm-hmm. They just said, "Well, you've done a lot of good."
Yes.
So we're gonna kind of let it, because his defense was the gun went off, and in the series it clearly did not just accidentally go off.
Wait a minute. So you're saying that Alec Baldwin is now using the Bass Reeves defense?
Yeah, the Bass Reeves.
Is that what you're saying?
But Alec Baldwin does not have the good guy resume Bass Reeves does.
I fully get that. I'm just saying that Alec Baldwin is using the Bass Reeves defense. The gun just went off.
Yes.
Okay, that's all. I just was trying to figure that out.
Yep.
Comments, Blake?
No comment.
Okay, thank you very much for chiming in.
Yes.
You're welcome. That's all I'm here for, I guess.
So do you think that there's debates tonight? There's a town hall with Trump on Fox opposite of a town hall on CNN
Yes.
with Nikki Haley and our own Governor DeSantis.
Meatball Ron.
Wow. Okay, give him that's fine. Give him the Trump name. What's Nikki's Trump name?
Oh, dang! I don't know about that. Oh,
Bird Brain.
the
The latest one was Bird Brain. I don't know if there'll be a new one after
But
tonight.
he hired her, and he praised about how amazing she was.
Yes.
So does that make him a bigger bird brain?
Yes.
Possibly.
Yeah.
Possibly.
By the way,
I don't
Nikki,
know.
stop texting. All right, I'm not sending you money.
Oh, you know
Oh, no.
You know who's texting the heck out of me?
Who's that?
I get multiple emails a day from them. It's the Biden campaign.
Really?
I am getting 3 to 4 emails a day from the Biden campaign.
How is that even possible?
Because you signed me up.
Oh.
I'm convinced you did.
Yeah.
Just for that, I'm going back to that company and re-upping you. I'm going to have them personally deliver samples at 4:45 or 5 o'clock at this building just
Yeah,
for
the
you.
older I get, the more accepting I'll be of that. So no, Nikki's the one who's texting me on a regular basis.
So I get text and emails from her too.
You got anything from Rick yet? Rick Scott?
Nothing. Yes, I got one from Rick Scott.
Yeah.
I've gotten multiples from our great governor, Ron DeSantis, but I have gotten some Nikki ones, and it's been kind of like,
Yeah, I've gotten a handful from Ron DeSantis, but I've got a bunch from Nikki, and I think I've gotten one from Rick Scott.
Yep.
So at least he has your number this time.
He's got my number this time.
Yeah, but he
Yes.
came into town. He didn't call. Did he call you?
I have met with him before when he's in town.
Okay.
Have you met with him?
Yeah, I met with him the last time he ran for Senate.
And I met with him when he was on the island after one of the storms about a year ago.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he came by and they needed some business leaders, so they called me.
Oh, okay. to ask for phone numbers of business leaders?
Yes, and I gave him yours. I said, here you go. This is yours.
All right. So it's real quick. So
Yes.
that you shaking a lot of hands with a lot of government officials. Which one of them has the best and worst handshake?
That's a great question. I can tell you right now, the most personable of the governors that I've met, the governors going back to Martinez, most personable of the governors was Charlie Crist, because all he was just a charismatic character. He had nothing else behind it.
I was completely appalled by him.
But he was like, he looked you in the eye. He was perfectly coached on how to be a politician.
I thought he was horrible.
I would say probably Ron has the best handshake. I'm going to have to go with probably Jeb the worst handshake. Because he's such a big guy, you expect him to go in and
have a big handshake.
Big handshake, and it's kind of.
I've never shaken Jeb's hand.
Yeah, so I mean, and that's the ones I'll go with the governors is Martinez, Jeb, Charlie Crist, Rick Scott, and DeSantis. So I'd probably give the best handshake to DeSantis. And Rick Scott, even though he looks like he's a very standoffish, very charismatic guy
Very
too.
nice guy.
So even
Very
though he
nice
looks
guy.
like Baltimore, he doesn't act like Baltimore when
I
you
think
meet with him.
he comes off in public much better than he does on TV.
But most politicians, even the ones that you're against when you're meeting them in those settings, especially when they're trying to suck up to the business guys,
Yes.
they're always super nice. So it's kind of hard to gauge their real personality. So, but no, I think that's a. I've never been asked that question before. So of famous people you've shaken hands with, who would you say is the best handshake and the worst handshake?
Troy Blevins got the worst handshake of the most famous people I've ever shaken hands with.
The sad part is you call me famous at all.
Yes.
It's a poor judge of character.
Yes, I know. I don't really know many famous people. You're it.
Yeah.
You and Blake. Pete's got a pretty good handshake.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's gotten better over the years.
Yeah.
Because now he'll shake hands with you.
Well, he starts looking you in the eye. He didn't used to look people in the eye.
No, he didn't. That was in the
His
early
confidence
years.
level. His confidence
Yes.
level has risen greatly.
Skyrocketed with his fame.
Most painful handshake I've ever given was Artist Gilmore.
Because his hands are so big.
He's a giant anyway, and someone warned me about it and said, "Hey, be prepared."
Yep.
And when you go in for somebody who's like, you can tell they're strong, you try and spread your hand out, and it didn't matter. He just engulfed everything, and I was just begging for him to let go.
You've seen the little hand in Deadpool?
Oh yeah,
That's what your hand looked like.
And that's 100% what it felt like. That's 100% what it felt like.
Yeah. No, did you look up Game of Thrones season 2, the early series?
They're still looking at summer 2020, summer of this year. So
24.
24.
Really?
Oh, okay. Well, that's not too bad.
I think we're not gonna have any new dramas for a while, and then they're all gonna flood at the same time. But I will say this: Reacher season 2 has been phenomenal.
Yeah.
Reacher season 2 has been great.
Yeah.
That has been the episodes have
I
been
watched
really,
a
really
majority of the first season. I have not seen any of the second season,
Yeah.
but I'm just happy they have a guy who
You haven't
looks
seen
like
the second
Reacher.
season?
No. Instead of what the movie Reacher.
So let's
Who was that movie Reacher?
It was a guy a little taller than you.
Little Oompa Loompa,
Little
right?
taller than you. I thought Cruz did a good job with the dialogue. He just didn't look like Jack
He just
Reacher.
not believable.
No. So the season 1, I'd give that like a B plus.
Mm-hmm.
Season 2 is like an A plus plus plus. It is so good.
Yeah,
On a scale of 1 to 10, season 2 is like a 15.
I like the character of the woman deputy in the.
She's not in season 2. I don't want to ruin for you. Not in season 2.
Okay, all right.
It's his team from back in the days when he worked, and I do remember this book being one of the better books in the series because they just skip to another book.
Okay.
I mean, that's the thing about Reacher books. If you read them, they're not chronological.
They're not chronological, so
He just kind of pick
and he
points
moves from town to town.
Moves from town to
Yeah.
town. They just pick a point in his life and they write a story about it, and then you figure out where he's at. Is he in the army, out of the army, just out of the army a long time? So yes, Susan Johnson. There is a new Reacher season 2 on Amazon.
All right. Bobby said Haley couldn't fix I-95 through South Carolina. How could she run the country?
Okay, wait a minute.
Nobody can fix the roads in South Carolina.
No, it's not I-20. It's 26.
Yeah.
God help you if you get on 26 in South Carolina.
Yeah.
No.
That's the worst road in the world.
By far the worst road system in the entire country. When I did my walk, it
Carolina.
was so awful.
Yeah.
Like all my near-death experiences almost happened in South
That's
Carolina.
where the chicken farm happened.
The
Chicken truck.
chicken truck was in South Carolina.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Chicken truck.
Chicken truck. We got a chicken truck.
Man, that stunk. Yeah. Yeah. The
Could you
blowing-
re-smell that as we were talking about it?
the worst moment, I chewed
Got
gum.
stuck in your beard.
It got stuck in my gum.
Oh, yeah.
So I had watermelon bubblicious after a nice lunch. A nice family put me up and took care of me for lunch, and Chip was with me.
I would have yacked.
And I'm walking, and the chicken trucks smell so bad. They were getting shipped to, I guess, the slaughterhouse or wherever. They smelled so bad going by. Well, I wasn't really thinking, and I was blowing a bubble.
Yes.
And literally one of the little feathers got stuck in the bubble, and it was just like, you can't turn chicken. You can't turn it into chicken salad. That's a myth.
Chicken truck.
Urban legend.
No, you can't do that. Blake, do you have any predictions for what happens in Iowa?
Oh, it's gonna be easy. Donald Trump victory. Nope, no doubt in my mind.
Do you think the Republican national or the Republican race is already over?
Yes.
Yeah, I think it's become more and more apparent to everyone who hoped that it wasn't over, that it's over. And I felt this way 8 years ago, that it was over. Mm-hmm. You did not believe me.
No.
You hung on until the bitter end.
No.
You and John Kasich right to the very bitter end.
I thought I thought someone would come in and actually follow the laws and stuff, but no. Those things don't matter anymore.
No, they don't matter.
I've learned it.
No, they don't. Apparently they don't. Not to anyone on any side.
No. Neither side.
Anywhere.
Neither side.
Remember that saying about racing? If you ain't, or sports, if you ain't cheating, you ain't trying?
That's exactly it.
I think that's become the latest political thing.
Yeah.
100%. You had a note written down about traffic.
Yeah, so I mean.
Would you like to vent?
No. I'm just wondering, because you live on the island.
Yes.
So what's the difference between last week and this week for you getting home?
I actually went through the downtown last night at about 6:30, 6:45.
And it wasn't too bad, right?
And it wasn't too bad. That was Wednesday. Mm-hmm. So Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday are pretty good getting through town. Monday night was a little rough. I think I went around Tuesday. I will be going around the Bridge Alliance, or I'll go to 312 Bridge the next
Tonight?
2 nights. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thursday, Friday is just too tough. I did go home the 30th, 29th, the 29th, right? And I got to tell you, or the 28th, it was the 28th, it was a Thursday. Traffic on US 1 must have been so bad because when I hit King Street going south on South Dixie, the traffic going north on South Dixie, if you follow that, north on South Dixie, was backed up from King Street all the way back to 207.
Wow.
There's just one long line of cars back to 207.
Oh,
It was
man.
crazy. It was the longest line I've seen of people trying to avoid US 1. Trying to we need another north-south corridor.
Well, that 313 is supposed to relieve that, but I don't think it's going to get here anytime soon. It
not
seems
before
like-
the bridge is done over the San Sebastian River on King Street.
Yeah.
Not before then. Not before after that's done, we decide to redo King Street. Not before then.
I'm so nervous about what Malaga is going to look like on when that happens.
It's not Malaga. Malaga will be a mess. We know Malaga will be a mess. There's no way it won't be a mess. What will be the secondary mess is Valencia.
Riberia.
Valencia and Riberia will become another secondary mess because everybody's going to try to short circuit the other road.
Yeah.
And it's only going to make it worse down those roads.
Yeah.
It's
No.
not going to be fun.
Yeah.
Having an e-bike will be a very big deal.
That's what I've got a scooter on order and I already have an e-bike.
E-bike is going to be the way. By the way, speaking of scooters, did you order one that's the same size as the crowd that attacked Ian Ziering? Don't tell me.
Oh no! I have like the stand-up little.
Oh, okay.
You know,
All
like
right.
one
So
of
yours
those.
is not a
scooters.
mini bike?
No, mine's not a mini bike.
Yes. I
didn't see. I saw a little bit you guys show. and
Yes.
I still haven't seen that video. And here's the reason I haven't seen the video.
Yeah.
I don't know who the hell that dude is.
90210.
Sharknado.
Sharknado.
I still got nothing.
You got to get out more.
I still got nothing.
You got to quit reading books and get out more.
Yeah, I got nothing. I'm sorry.
You
I
gotta
don't
get out more.
I think I saw maybe 3 episodes of 90210. I mean,
Listen,
it was outside of our.
There was a comedian this week
We're a
that
little
said
too old for that.
If all of 90210 had been about that, would have been the greatest series ever
Yeah.
on TV. But it wasn't. He said, I never watched any of the episodes. If only I could see it, it would have been so good. They were
They
mini
literally
bikers.
are mini
They
bikes.
are mini bikers attacking Ian. And he's left his 10-year-old daughter in the car when he goes to fight back against her. My best part is the guy that does the attempted slide tackle in the middle of the road. That's
There
the
is
part.
no one helping this dude. Oh, there is a slide tackle.
No one. Who does a slide tackle in a fight?
He's holding his own.
He's doing
He's
a
trying
great
to get
job.
away, but he's holding his own.
And they all showed up wearing helmets to a fight.
And this guy's going to hit him with the helmet.
But yeah, they all showed up to a fight. When I first heard the story, I talked about this yesterday, that that a biker group,
Oh, he threw the first punch.
and apparently so.
Yeah, he threw the first punch. Okay.
Apparently, we don't know for sure. I don't see the beginning of
No,
the video.
it showed it right there.
But I don't know if that's the beginning of the video or just where somebody started
yeah,
filming.
good point.
So I don't know. But
I still don't know who the dude is.
when you hear a story that a biker gang has been in a fight with an actor, you're like, that guy's never going to be act again. They're going to mess up his face.
Yeah, I know.
Probably his broken bones.
Those aren't the guys.
Those are not.
Those are not the guys I did shots with in Daytona.
Somewhere, the actors from Easy Rider are like, we could have done better than that. And
Yeah.
look how old we are now.
Yeah.
Oh, here. So it's this guy.
We could have done better than that.
Kind of recognize him, but yeah, I wouldn't have never known his name.
Yeah.
So no, those aren't the
You
guys.
were a Melrose Place guy.
No, I was not. I like the show Dallas, but that was a decade
A
earlier.
decade earlier. Were you a Grey's Anatomy dude?
No.
I watched it out of, it was always on TV.
Okay.
It was one of Blake's mom was a binger of it.
Okay.
So I watched enough of it to know those characters probably more than the other ones.
So I watched a little bit of it.
Mm-hmm.
But then when they brought like the dead Denny back, I was like, I'm done.
Yeah.
I don't.
And then later Denny became Negan.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
actor, Jeffrey, whatever.
Oh,
he
from
be-
Walking.
He became, that was the same actor.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, that
Yeah,
was kind of it.
But you were more of a, what was it, Heroes on NBC?
I like the show Heroes, and it was only on for a couple seasons.
That wasn't that good.
Yeah, I thought it was all right. So I liked
haven't.
it. I thought it was all right. So
Okay.
I like the time travel dude.
Okay.
So I thought that was interesting the way they
gotcha.
made that happen.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was one of my shameful watches.
Yes.
because it wasn't that great of a show, but I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
If it was great, it'd still be on. But
Yeah. Yeah, but speaking about shameful watches, Sean Hannity. So have you seen he officially moved to Florida from New York?
No, I have not seen that. So he's a fellow Floridian along with you. Does that mean you're leaving the state, Blake?
No.
In protest, are you leaving the state?
No.
Okay, just check.
yeah, I'm not the guy who says those things.
I'm not either.
Yeah.
None of us are smart enough to be Rosie O'Donnell.
Yeah. Rosie.
Rosie, I'm leaving the country. All right.
Yeah,
Do you know how many people volunteered to pay her flight?
Well, have you seen Ryan Reynolds basically say, "Stop saying you're going to Canada. We don't want you.
We don't want you.
we don't want you."
Yes, we don't want you. Yeah.
Yeah.
Melissa, Doctor Who was pretty good. There was a good run about 8 years ago of Doctor Who, and then they've kind of changed it up lately, and it just hasn't been the same.
What's probably your most shameful show watch?
Oh gosh, there's been so many. I don't watch it. Actually, I will tell you, my most shameful, the one I'm ashamed that I stuck with as long as I did was the latest Lord of the Rings one. The prequel. That
Never.
was so bad.
Never got into it.
It was so bad. Did you watch the whole thing, Blake?
No.
It was so awful.
No.
Yeah.
I'm like, I kept hoping that somewhere along the way a good story would fall into one of those episodes, and no.
Yeah. Did you watch any of the Disney? You have Disney Plus.
I do have Disney Plus.
Okay. What of those series? Which one?
Oh, shamefully,
Yeah.
all of the Mandalorian series. I think
but I think those are cool.
I think those are great.
I think they're great. No,
Yeah.
I watched WandaVision,
Yeah.
and I thought that was awful.
I had
But I watched every single episode of it.
I had siblings try to get me into WandaVision.
Okay,
And
I'm
I'm
glad
like,
you fought it.
no.
I'm glad you fought it.
No.
Because
What about Loki?
Loki was good early, but it
Yeah.
got so weird. And I'm trying, I got through season 1.
Yes.
And season 2, it's just like, okay, now I'm lost. Like speaking of time travel, which I like time
Yeah.
travel shows.
Yes.
But I mean, he's in different dimensions and stuff like that. And I just kind of got
There
lost in
was
the whole
one time
situation.
travel show on NBC that they never finished it.
Quantum Leap.
No, that
I love the original
the
Quantum Leap.
original Quantum Leap was great till the end. The series finale was crap. There was one involved. They had invented 2 time machines. One was a prototype, and they were chasing the guy that had the first time machine. And
Ted
there were 4 or 5 people.
Ted's
in it.
Adventures? What is it?
No,
Bill and Ted's Adventures?
Bill and Ted's Adventures. Yeah, I can't remember I watched that a little bit, and it had moments of like, okay, this isn't bad, and then it had moments of this is really awful. So
Yeah.
Timeless.
what? Timeless. Yeah.
All right.
I don't think it made it through. It's like they kept saying, "Oh, it might be renewed for season 2." I'm like, "Well, just finish the show so I know what's going on." The other,
Well, and Blake, you and I got to admit we did one of those stupid island shows where they do the dating thing. We watched that whole series one time, one season
Temptation
of it.
Island.
Temptation Island. We
Did
watched
you really?
Temptation Island. So we got to admit how horrible.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah, we made it through the whole, and we were
But-
rooting for certain people too, which made it even worse.
Yeah, but we'll say I also grew up during mid 2010s True TV, which means I watch a whole lot of Lizard like Towing, South Beach
Oh
Towing.
yeah, you were into that the reality, the fake reality stuff.
yeah. Well, hang on. So Melissa said Sliders was good. Sliders was a really good. The original Sliders with the original cast was really good.
I don't know what that is.
John Rice, the guy who was Indiana Jones' buddy, was in it.
Okay.
You had Jerry O'Connell was in it. I can't remember the other 2 actors.
Is it about time?
Yeah, it's about time.
travel?
They keep
Okay.
sliding to different locations in time. So it was actually a really pretty good show.
All right. What
was-
point in time do you think you could go back to and make the largest impact on the world?
What point in time could I go back and make the largest impact on the world? Jeez, I'm trying to think about what time I could survive in. Like, how far back could I go and survive? Because survival back in the Roman and Greek times,
That's too much.
that was not an easy
I
thing
stubbed
to
my
do.
toe. I'm dead.
Yeah, all you got to do is get one cut and you're going to die.
Yeah, yeah.
So I don't think I make it then. And then you got to get out. The medieval times, forget it. No one survived. I mean, bring out your dead, right?
Yeah.
No one's getting through that. So then you get up to the time of exploration. And it really wasn't a whole lot of fun. If you think going to the bathroom in an airplane stuff, try going over the side of a boat in raging seas, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So there's just...
Yeah, Christopher Columbus times and stuff like that.
There's a whole lot out there. It's like, I'm not sure that's...
There's a lot of near-death stuff there.
Yeah, I'm just thinking, average age, in the Greek and Roman time was like 30. So it's not like you had a whole lot of time to be effective.
Yeah.
right? I probably maybe the 1920s.
Yeah,
because I would have told everybody to get out of the stock market quickly.
Well,
I could have had a huge impact on life.
1920s was what I was thinking, and I wasn't thinking more of the stock market. I was thinking more of before. You know, I don't even want to say his name because it'll mess up our algorithms. The guy with the bad mustache.
That was overseas.
Yeah.
That caused a lot of trouble.
I would take him out.
Yes.
At that point.
You would Deadpool that.
I would take out the short guy from
Yes.
Russia that killed like 20 million of his own people.
Try 100 million.
Yeah. So, well, he's probably responsible for 20, and he sent the other 80 into true battle. The true horrible human being of the world, that guy.
Yep.
And then the Italian guy who ended up getting slaughtered on his own
But the trains. What about the trains running on time?
They ran on time.
They ran on time.
Yeah, because they were afraid. They were afraid not to because he'd kill you.
No,
so I would have said probably early 20s.
So you're going back to the early 1900s, late 1800s to you're going to go work.
1920s.
You're going to go work in a hospital where Austrian children are born. That's where you're going?
Well, no, not prior to him being born. I'm talking about him being an adult coming out of World War I.
Okay.
Mussolini's not in power. He's not in power.
Yes.
And Stalin's not in power. I mean, before they would have been accessible to you.
Yes.
To devise a plan.
Well, if they had just written a better treaty at the end of World War I, we might not have had World War I.
Yeah, well, the Japanese definitely wouldn't have been fighting us because they were on the winning side and still got left out of it.
Yes.
So.
Well, what was to give them? They took everything they wanted in China later on.
Oh, yeah.
It wasn't like, we need Europe's permission.
That's pretty much what they did. They were like, screw this. We didn't get anything out of World War I.
We're just going to keep going.
We helped them in World War I, and they're helping us zip now.
Yeah, we're just going to attack everything. Yeah. No, I think it's really... probably about then is the most. I mean, you go farther back. I mean, life expectancy and it's just hard to live. Yeah. We have the easiest time right now for you to live a pretty long time. I mean, with modern medicine and things that we have, it's pretty amazing. And you can go anywhere in the world and you can get there relatively quickly. We live in a really, really cool time right now.
Yeah.
Even though even though most people are crazy.
I mean, you were pretty. Your mom was pretty strict on you. I was pretty strict on Blake. But I mean, I was a daredevil. I'm surprised I'm still alive.
Yeah.
There's some things and some stories that I tell about DeLand, and people are like, no, that's not true. Until my DeLand people come here, and then they're like, oh yeah, we did that.
Well, I met one of my nephew's good friends from college, and he's at Auburn. I came to pick him up, and he's at FSU. I'm sorry, he's at FSU. And the kids, I grew up in DeLand. Like, what year did your parents graduate? He's like 86, I think.
Oh my gosh!
Like, oh, they know Troy.
Yeah,
they 100% know Troy.
Yeah.
They've been married. They met in high school. They're still married, and I think they live. Maybe in Atlanta right now or something. Okay. You probably know them all. I mean, the more I describe them, you're like checking down. You're like crossing off names.
If you can get a last name, I mean, if they graduated in '86, that's a year behind me. Yeah. So
I will figure them out.
If both of them were,
they're still together.
Okay.
They both grew up in DeLand and they live up there.
Oh yeah, no,
yeah.
I
they met in high school, so it's a relationship you didn't screw up.
Fair enough. One of your better ones. Hey, do we have questions?
We have questions. It was actually pretty good.
Yeah, no.
The timing and everything. I didn't even know I was going to say that one.
Good one.
All right. So we're doing trivia. It's just the two of you. Blake has put his phone away.
Oh, let me do this.
Blake has put his phone away.
I'm not going to drop my phone like Blake just did.
No, that's okay. He dropped it so it's face up.
He's got a job now, so he can pay for his new phone.
He can pay for his phone. He dropped it face up. Let me see if I can get a pen that actually writes that we can use here.
The black one does.
Oh, there we go. I dropped the black one on the floor a minute ago. We're going to have to get one of those grabber things. Right? I have a couple of lines for extra people that are playing. All right. So our very first trivia of the new year.
Yes. Right? 2024 is my year.
All right. So what percentage of students that have student loans failed to make their first payment after the unfreezing of the student loan debt by the Biden administration? According to Politico, what percentage of students missed their first loan payment?
Me or Blake?
You are first.
74%.
75%.
40%. My goodness, you have no faith in people. You got that one just lucked out.
I just got
Because
lucky.
74% was,
And I'll tell you the truth. If he'd have said 74, I'd have said higher.
yeah. I can't believe 40% missed a payment. That's just incredible to me.
I thought it'd be higher.
I thought it would be high as well.
Yeah. Okay. It's a new year, right? When does the Chinese New Year start? We started ours. What date does the Chinese New Year start, Blake Blevins?
It starts January 10th.
It's later than that, so I'm just going to go January 11th because I think it's actually closer to the March.
February 10th.
February 10th. Okay.
February 10th for a commanding 2-0 lead.
Yeah.
Blake, are you okay this year?
Yeah.
He's thinking.
Yeah.
All right, so there are 12 different years, right, that the Chinese calendar follows. They're named after animals.
Animals, yes.
Can you name the animal? Just name one, and we'll work our way around.
All right. The snake.
That is, yep. Got Troy.
Dragon.
Blake, okay. You guys are 2 for 2.
The rooster.
Rabbit.
Very good.
Rat.
Very, very good.
Ooh. Panda.
Not one. The panda is not one.
You said dragon, right? Okay. Tiger.
That is one.
Dog.
Yep.
Dang it, that
He
was my
comes
next one.
back.
That was my next
You
one.
guys are running out.
And I'm out right now.
There's
So
1,
this is-
2, 3. There's 4 left. You guys have done a phenomenal job.
I'm
in
out
getting
right now
it.
because dog was my last one. I was feeling good about tiger, and dog was my next one. Sheep.
It is one. Sheep or
yeah.
goat. Sheep
yeah,
or
ram.
goat.
Or
Yes.
ram. Yeah. Okay, that one just came to me.
Yep.
I was going through menus.
Ooh. All right. You're the cat.
Well, the tiger is probably the cat.
All right.
So,
yeah.
yes, Susan, someone says snake. So the ones that are left, you guys want me to just give you the ones that are left?
All right, here. All right, let's try one more.
Yeah.
What about Year of the Monkey?
That is
That is
one.
one of them. That's one of
All
them.
right, now I gotta give your dad another guess.
Okay. So the ram and the sheep are the same because I can picture that. I'm going to go with year of the fish.
Nope. So the last 2 are horse and pig.
Pig. I should
Horse
have
and
got pig.
pig.
How does a pig farmer miss pig?
Yeah, how does a pig farmer? Because you weren't a pig farmer.
Oh, that's true. I was rich. I
Rat,
lived in-
ox, the rat, the ox, tiger, rabbit, dragon, snake, horse, which you didn't get, sheep or goat, monkey, rooster, dog, and pig, which you get. You guys did great.
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys were awesome.
We like Chinese food.
You guys were
Japanese
amazing.
food is better.
Yeah.
All right. So that's Troy had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Blake had 4. So I'm going to throw 1 point to Troy.
Yeah.
I'm not putting all those extra points down. You guys will look too good. All right. So in our calendar, the U.S. calendar, right? How many different variations are there of the calendar? Right. So things repeat themselves after time. So January the 1st is on a Monday, right? And then it moves the next year because there's 365 days, right? So how many variations of the calendar are there? Blake Blevins.
I'm going to say there are 5.
Okay, I'm a little confused by the question, so I'm going to ask a
So
follow-up
if
question.
you had a calendar, how often, and the calendars repeat themselves.
So how often would the
Not how often will they repeat themselves, how many different calendars are there? Because they don't always repeat themselves in the same way because of leap year. Leap year falls every 4 years, so
Yeah.
that messes up them. They don't follow.
so like
sequentially.
January 1st falls on a Monday.
Yes,
how many
that's one
different
option.
times?
Yes.
And you
Yep.
know,
Then you also have it falling on a Tuesday or Wednesday or Thursday. But then you have leap years thrown in there. So how many different possible variations of a calendar are there?
I'm going more than 5 to get the win. But if I was to actually come up with my own guess, I would say it's probably in the 40s.
There are 14.
Okay.
14 possible variations of the calendar.
Yeah.
14.
Okay.
If you think about it, there's 7
Yeah.
Monday, the first following Monday through Sunday.
And
And then
times-
there's the 7 with
where it falls in a different
in a leap year.
Yeah.
But the leap year doesn't happen all the time, and it kind of messes it up. So,
Okay.
yes.
Yep. So I went for the block on that one, but
You did.
I would have been much higher than
Yes.
14.
So I'm going to have to go to some pulp concert questions because right now with 15 minutes left, Blake is losing interest in losing.
He doesn't like losing. He doesn't like
If
losing.
you see the look on his face right now, he is definitely losing interest in losing. Okay, Troy Blevins.
Yes.
What northeastern state introduced a bill last week to force Chick-fil-A restaurants along the highway to stay open on Sundays?
Massachusetts.
New York.
Finally, we get a point for Blake. I pulled out.
He knows his Chick-fil-A.
I know. What do you think about that?
Yeah. Chick-fil-A should always be open.
I don't know.
Blake, do you think you can spell Chick-fil-A using uppercase and lowercase and putting all the things in properly? Let's see how he does. See how often he goes there. Nope, you're wrong.
What did he miss? The F.
Nope,
The F and the
nope.
A.
The A at the end is uppercase.
Yep, and so's the F in
No, the F is smaller.
Not according to that news article.
You go to Chick-fil-A.
You're saying it's fake news?
Yeah, it's fake
Fake
news.
news. All right, Troy Blevins. There are what is the only U.S. state to have two rivers with the same name? What is the only U.S. state to have two rivers with the same name?
Two separate rivers with the same
exact
name.
Yep.
I know there's two different red.
Wait, hold on. Do I go first? Because
Okay.
maybe since it's
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah.
so, I'm going to say Ohio.
See, I think the Red River is a little further. There's two Red Rivers. Mm-hmm. I know there's two Red Rivers, but I don't know if they go through the same state, and it's close to the Midwest, so Ohio's not bad. I'll stay with Ohio too, because there's a lot of rivers in Ohio.
Florida is the only state that has two rivers with the same name. There is the Willashihahi River in Madison County and the same river with the same name in Central Florida. Florida is the only. There you go. Take
Okay.
that to trivia.
Okay.
Ask them to spell the river.
No.
Ask them to spell the river in trivia. If they just take a
And that's-
look at that.
Lenny will protest that.
Withlacoochee. Hoochie.
Withlacoochee.
Hoochie. This ends Hoochie.
Hoochie.
No, we can't say that.
Withlacoochee.
Withlacoochee.
Yes.
Okay.
Bobby's
All right, we're doing-
spelling it. Bobby just whipped it out of the spelling. I'm giving Bobby a point for that.
We're doing small towns, but we're not doing rivers in Florida. But
That's a crazy fact.
yeah, now I got to look up the Red River and see how close they are to each other because I know there are two Red Rivers in the U.S.
So, which former national soccer team player said that the worst job in the world is playing on the national soccer team?
I went first. It's the redhead guy who's the announcer. Starts with an L.
I'll give you redheaded guy with the announcer.
Okay.
It's close enough in soccer for me.
Okay.
Blake,
So
he knows the answer. When he does this, he always knows the answer.
Yeah, he clicked quick.
Yeah, he was on this.
That was
He
a quick
happy.
click. That was a quick
All right,
click.
tell us the answer.
All right, so does it say men's or women's?
I just said national team. You have to figure out between the two. Troy now knows the answer as well.
Yeah.
I'm going to say Megan Rapinoe.
That is
Rapinoe,
absolutely
that's
correct.
it.
Yes. She said it was the worst job ever.
Yeah.
Can I have my money back that I gave you as a U.S. citizen to go represent me?
Yeah, she cashed those checks every time, didn't she?
Yes.
I love people that complain about their job and keep cashing the checks.
Yes. Which former NBC news program host, appeared on MSNBC saying that dealing with rural Americans is like fighting terrorism? Blake?
On camera. I'm going to say Brian Williams.
Is he even around anymore?
I don't know. Like I said, former, so it could be any one of those guys.
Oh, okay. That
Could be.
sounds like something he would say.
Was he in the helicopter?
Okay, read the question one more time.
Which former NBC news show host, on MSNBC a week or two ago said that dealing
a week
with
or two
rural
ago.
Americans is like fighting terrorism.
See, I was going with Matt Lauer.
Okay.
They won't allow him back.
No, he's not allowed back
He's not
yet.
letting you when you said a week or two
Was
ago.
his name on the list? Just kidding. We don't know if it was because we're on the list.
Stretch. We love it.
I'm gonna go with the block with Brian Williams too.
Chris Matthews.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't know he was former. I thought he was still working.
Yeah.
He's still alive?
He made the comment, this is rural rage. They're so angry at liberal establishment, the coastal elites. They look at people on television. They don't have to worry about us, Matthews said. And the regular guy in the country goes, there they are, snarling and making fun of us again. Every time we make fun of Trump, we're making fun of them. It's a weird thing, but in a way, it's like fighting terrorism.
How is that
So if
fighting
you have
terrorism?
an opinion different from Chris Matthews, you're a terrorist.
Yeah.
What a moron.
How is that even close to fighting terrorism?
I'm a moron.
Oh,
That's a moron. Okay, so a couple survived how many plane crashes in the same day?
In the same
In
day?
the same day. A couple survived how many plane crashes in the same day?
Okay, first off, I crash a plane. The chance of me getting back on a plane
Yes.
that day are very low.
Yeah.
But I can see, okay, you really have to get there. So 2 would be the lowest number you really want to go with. I'm going to say 4, just as a blind guess.
Okay. Blake?
Oh, I have to be aggressive. I'm going to say 5.
2 is the answer.
Okay.
2 is the answer. So the way I asked the question, right, I said the couple.
Yeah.
But they weren't together.
Oh.
They were on separate planes.
Yeah, I couldn't
flying on
understand.
the same day, and they both crashed, and they both survived.
Yeah. Okay. I was confused by it, but I was like, it has to be at least 2. So.
Yes. Has to be at least 2.
Yep.
Fiscal 2023. The U.S. national debt, your favorite thing to talk about, Troy Blevins.
Yeah, a number I can't
Per
pronounce.
taxpayer burden has reached what dollar amount?
Per taxpayer burden.
Per taxpayer, what is the amount that
I really
everyone
wish
owes?
I could use a calculator right now because
You can do it in your mind. You can do
hold
it.
on.
Blake's almost there. He's thinking about it. Yes, Barbara
No.
Jean, that was a trick
Take it.
question.
No, I don't have an answer, but I realize I have to go first.
you have to go first. So I'm higher or lower.
But now I realize it's a numbers question. It's a finance question, which means I am probably going to say a stupid number. Like, sure, $450 per gallon, like according to electric car companies. Thank you for writing it down already, Mike.
No, I was writing down the last right answer he got.
Okay.
I'm just going to say
Per taxpayer.
so the amount divided up to each.
You're giving your dad
trillions.
plenty of time to check his math in his head. He's gone through the calculation 3 times.
Yeah, I'm about to start sketching here and
Yeah. Go ahead.
Just-
Okay,
start sketching.
$4,000 a person.
$4,000 a person. Troy Blevins?
Oh, it's more than that. Because taxpayers are probably
Bobby,
only
you
about
left some zeros off.
taxpayers were probably in the U.S. There's 300 and something million people. Probably only 150 of those actually pay taxes, and we're in the trillions of. So I'm going to say more than that, but I'll take a guess.
Take a number.
I'll take a guess and say it's 380,000.
That would have been way high,
Okay.
which would have made Blake the winner if you just hadn't
Yeah.
said higher. Andy had 50,000. Bobby had $100. Bobby was short by 3 zeros. $100,000
$100,000. Okay.
per taxpayer
Yeah.
is what we each owe for the whatever trillions of dollars of debt. Is it $30 trillion or 34,
I wonder who they're
35
calling.
trillion?
I wonder if those people actually are taxpayers. If they just because you file taxes doesn't mean you're a taxpayer.
I 100% agree with that.
So I think the
100%.
number changes the math if how they did it.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I'm going to say they probably did it by people that file taxes, not
Yeah.
by people that actually pay taxes.
I more than likely you're probably right. But it's a huge number.
Mm-hmm.
That's well, first of all, 30 some trillion, whatever it is, 32, 35 trillion, whatever it is a ridiculous number. Because it wasn't that long ago we were under 20 trillion.
Yeah.
I mean, the last three administrations have done a great job of pouring aviation
let's
fuel.
Go back 4. Let's go back 4.
For aviation fuel on a fire.
Yeah, we got to get back to W.
Yeah, W didn't help either. Okay, so Florida police in Frostproof. You know where Frostproof is? It's near Lakeland.
Yeah, I was going to say it's in Polk County, right?
So, yep. They went to a woman's house. They had been told that they were doing a wellness check on the woman. They got there. The smell of urine was so heavy before they went in, and they got permission to go in and check on her. They found how many animals in her house.
I was going to say it's a cat woman.
How many animals
Am I first?
in the
I'm
house?
first because you went first on that one. I'm going to say they found 73 animals.
Blake, this is an easy one for you. Just glide into the win. Look at him. Now he's thinking his answer. Did I give the right answer? Did I think about this?
Less or more? Less or more? Less or more?
More.
It is more. 309 animals in the house. I told you the smell of urine was bad. The
73 would be bad enough.
I know. The Frostproof woman had been arrested for animal cruelty and animal neglect charges after 164 birds, 142 cats, and 3 dogs were seized from her property. Now, first of all, if there's 142 cats, there had to be like 300 birds a while ago. Right? There
was probably 300
There's only
birds,
164 birds left.
Yeah, because you can't feed them, so the cats are going to
You
eat
would
the
figure
birds.
the cats would be eating the birds and there would be no birds.
Yeah, I mean, what's the whole point of Sylvester and Tweety?
100%. So I got to tell you.
I think I won.
You won big time. It was a resounding Troy Blevins win.
I told you, 2024 is my year.
2024 is a resounding win. Blake, it's okay. Pete actually lost 24 of the first 26 weeks in 1 year and stormed back to beat Troy.
Yeah.
It was ugly.
Yeah.
You could not get an answer right the second half of that year to save your life.
No. I
actually had to spell your name backwards one time and you couldn't do it.
Yeah, I had a commanding lead.
Yeah, you did.
So.
I would not want to be anywhere near that house. Can you imagine?
I can't even imagine. I mean,
can you imagine the racket coming out of that house? All right, what's on Bollocks tonight?
We have unique small towns in Florida. So, obviously.
Is Micanopy in?
Micanopy is not in, but there's some cool stories behind some towns that I didn't realize until I got to them. I got Cape Canaveral in there.
As it is a small town.
It's a small town, but its history
on the edge of space.
Its history of Native Americans is as great as any other place in Florida.
Okay.
So I don't know.
St. Augustine qualify as a small town?
It did, but we know a lot about it, so we stayed away. I stayed away. I don't know what Lenny did. Because we don't communicate like what the other one's bringing to the table. So hopefully he doesn't have the same. I have 4 small towns.
So basically you have a bad marriage. You don't communicate with each other until you get to the show.
Not until we get to the argument.
Got it. I got it. Not until you get to the argument.
No, that's the way we did our show for years.
It was an excellent way to do the show.
Yeah.
I want you to know that. It was a phenomenal broadcasting relationship. Yes.
Because I am, what is Trump's word? I'm a counterpuncher.
Yes.
So I'm not funny until someone says something and then I react to it.
Well, and you're great at dissecting what somebody else says. I'm pretty good at that as well, but it's just kind of if I throw a fact out there, you're always trying to figure out the rest of it. So, by the way, the morning show. What scoop do you have? You guys already.
We have a great show tomorrow.
Yeah.
We're announcing who's going to be our host of the Florida Man NC of the Florida Man Games. So that's pretty much all I can
throw
say.
7 names out right now, but I will not do it. I have deep respect for Pete Melfi and his mental state right now.
It's going to be a fun show. It's a big announcement. Unfortunately, I'm going to have to leave a little bit early for the show, so hopefully I get to stay at least through that entire section of it.
Tune into Bollocks tonight. Tune into the morning show and catch the really big, amazing announcement.
Big announcement.
It's a big announcement. It's really, really big. Some say it's the biggest announcement in Florida history. Tune in tomorrow morning for the morning show.
Could be
the biggest announcement in Florida history. All right. Thank you, guys. We'll see you next week.
Bye-bye.